Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A very warm welcome to meeting number 38 of the Gabbys International Club. I am Toastmaster Yogita Upadhayay, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As a Sergeant at Arms, it's my duty to highlight some key points for the meeting. The meeting is blocked for 2 hours, also urging you to stay for the entire duration so that you can get the maximum benefits out of it. Your video should be on and your audio should be off. I request everyone to unmute yourself only when you're called to speak or when you need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, we at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Our club mission is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which all the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So let's get started with this enriching speech marathon. And now let me hand over the stage to the presiding officer and the Toastmaster of the day, Smruti Mohanty. Smruti was a sales manager by the profession and a certified soft skills trainer by interest. After almost a decade, she is now a full-time management student by the virtue of time. She has joined Toastmasters to sharpen her soft public speaking and is currently the VPE for the Gabbys online club. Outside Toastmasters, she is a mindful, introverted soul whose life revolves around food made by others, family, and dance. Toastmaster Smruti, over to you.
Thank you so much. That was our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Yogita Upadhyay. Please give her a huge round of applause for starting the meeting on time. Okay, I hereby call this meeting to order. Good morning, good evening to Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and esteemed guests of this meeting. Whosoever are present here, let me go quickly to my gallery mode. Today is a very special meeting. Every meeting, every Toastmaster, they have a structure in place. Now, for the benefit of guests, let me tell you what exactly is a Toastmasters meeting. Toastmasters is a 100-year-old non-profit organization started by a visionary, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, in 1924 in the US. He sought to create a collaborative learning environment where young minds could learn the art of public speaking. And today, it's been 100 years. With more than 3 lakhs members, 16,000 plus clubs, and across 150 countries, that's the power of public speaking and Toastmasters. And we are just continuing the legacy from there. Okay, there are two quick announcements which I would like to make here. One is respect to the upcoming club contest of Gabbys, that is the table topic and evaluation speech contest. We are going to conduct the contest on 2nd October 2024, starting at 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So please, members, go ahead, nominate yourself for the same and start practicing and preparing for it. Okay, that was a brief about the club and the Toastmasters Club, of Gabbys Toastmaster Club to be very specific. As we are here and I see our area director in the room, I guess, if I can confirm, and Zoom moderator, please spotlight. Okay, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And what else to start the day or the meeting, I would request, welcome you to this meeting. And for the guest and visiting Toastmasters and members, our area director, Toastmaster Tapasya Gupta. And I would welcome her for her AD address. Over to you.
Hey, hello everyone. A very warm good evening from my side. Let me confirm if I'm properly audible and visible.
You are, please.
Perfect. Well, I'm really excited to be part of the meeting today. And let me wish you all a very, very happy Teachers' Day. Let me begin with that because I firmly believe that we are in a peer-to-peer learning environment where we are learning from each other. So it's not too bad to say that we are kind of teaching each other as well. So formally, a very happy Teachers' Day. Well, Gabbys needs no introduction. Gabbys International needs no introduction. It's a very well established club. It has very strong members that are doing great. So I'm really proud of this club, proud to have this club in my area as well. If I can do anything to support from my side, from a area standpoint, I would be happy to do that. But other than that, the club is already in a very good state, doing a lot of things to make sure that the members are having a good learning experience and the members are getting what a Toastmasters community is supposed to give. So that is good. If only request is maybe try and interact with other clubs, because a lot of people can learn from you all, and you can offer your strong mechanics to the other clubs as well. So think about doing that, because you already have a lot of things that are aspirational for other clubs. With that, I will hand it back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. All the very best. I will be around to experience this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tapasya. Please give her a huge round of applause for her encouraging and motivating words. And Gabby's is always there to support and rather to grow and learn with other clubs as well. Thank you so much. She did mention a very beautiful thing, that is Teachers' Day. In India, 5th September is celebrated as Teachers' Day. On this special occasion of Teachers' Day, we are gathering not rather to celebrate teachers, they're all educators and mentors when it comes to Toastmasters fraternity. We learn from them, we grow with them. Keeping that spirit high, let's begin this particular meeting. For the benefit of guests, let me tell you that this meeting is a speech marathon. In general, every Toastmasters meeting has a structure which starts with a prepared speech, followed by a table topic segment, and the most important crucial part is an evaluation. But today we have a speech marathon, hence the structure is slightly different, but trust me, full on enthusiastic with a lot of people on board. We have back to back 7 to 8 speakers. Not only that, we have 7 to 8 evaluators as well. So please fasten your seatbelt for this journey which we are going to present in front of you. Now, for guests, we love to interact with you, know more about you. But in order to honor the time today, I would request you to use the chat window, help us understand where are you are joining from, how you got to know about us, and stay with us till the end moment to know your crucial feedback as well. Now, what are we waiting for? As we have so many speakers waiting for their turn, and so many evaluators who are going to take the stage turn by turn, we need to have someone who will keep us on our toe, because time is the key. Today I have someone very special taking the role of a timer, Toastmaster Martina. She started online the Toastmasters journey with the Slovak Toastmaster in 2021, and later switched to in-person meetings and corporate English speaking Toastmasters Club. That's the Yoda voice, which we were discussing before. And since July, she has switched to online Ukraine Club Chamber Toastmasters to help them in officer role. She's the current Vice President Education of Chamber Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Martina, please help our speakers and the role takers understand what exactly they can expect from a timer in a meeting. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Guess what? I'm also a daughter of 2 teachers. Therefore, I took this role as a timer because it's very important time for teachers. And today we will hear many toasts, 7 to 8 toasts and their evaluators who needs some guidance with time. How to do it? I will show for every speaker, because there is 5 to 7 minutes for everyone, the same cards. The first one, green one, will start at 5 minutes. The second one, the yellow, will start at 6 minutes. And then the red flag will be at 7 minutes. The Gabbys red flag also will mention that I will wait 30 seconds afterwards, and also 30 seconds before this green light, to actually close my eyes a little bit and not disqualify you. But if you cross this line, I will disqualify you. For evaluators, that's the same story. With the 2 minutes, they will have a green card. With 2 minutes 30, they will receive this yellow card. And 3 minutes, they should really wrap it up. It's a hard job to do, but I think everyone can do it. I will also mark all the times to the Excel sheet I received. And what else to add? I'm looking forward. Have a nice journey and watch out for me. Pin me and therefore pay attention. The word is yours, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Martina. That's actually a very time-consuming task which she's gonna do. So please keep your eye to this particular window because she's going to time each and every segment, which will help us to sail through this meeting smoothly. Let's get started with our very first speaker. Before I start introducing, please confirm our first speaker is Toastmaster Srihari. The speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Punith. Toastmaster Srihari, are you here in this meeting?
Yes.
I can see you. Thank you. Toastmaster Punith, could you please confirm your presence?
Yes, I'm here, Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Srihari Acharya. He is a mechanical design engineer at a robotics startup, an avid reader, a fitness enthusiast. To improve social confidence and expand network, he has joined Toastmasters. Today, Toastmaster Srihari is going to attempt his Level 1 Project 2 of Presentation Mastery Pathways. The project is writing a speech with purpose. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes for this particular speaker. Now, the speaker's project, the purpose is for the member to learn or review basic method of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Toastmaster Srihari, are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Srihari. Blank space. Blank space, Srihari. Over to you.
I'll start with asking this question. Who was the first person to walk on the moon? The first person to walk on the moon.
Neil Armstrong.
Yes, that's correct, Yogita. Now the follow-up question. Who was the second person to walk on the moon? He was the part of the Apollo 11 crew, just behind Neil Armstrong. It's Buzz Aldrin.
Edwin?
It's Buzz Aldrin.
Was it Edwin? I'm not getting the second name.
Edwin Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin it is. Okay, but let me ask you this question. Who was the third person involved with this crew of Apollo 11 space mission? Anyone? It's Michael Collins. Now, most of us will not know his name because he did not get to walk on the moon as he had to stay in the command module orbiting around the moon and to link up with them later. Now, this is where things gets lonely because he was in quite a unique position. As he was orbiting around this dark side of the moon, that is the side faced away from the Earth, he lost all the radio contact and communication signal with the Earth and his teammates, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. For 48 minutes, he had to circle around this dark side of the moon with no contact or communication. Just the vast emptiness of space around him. All he saw was blank space. For those of you who thought it was probably going to be on pop singer Taylor Swift's lyrics on blank space, it's not about that, maybe another day. But today let's talk about the interstellar blank space. This idea of blank space extends beyond the space mission. It's about stepping into the unknown and facing the challenges that are unforeseen. Now, speaking of isolation and blank space, imagine you're on a vacation at a far distant place, a faraway place, and the flight gets delayed, which was supposed to be a 7-day journey. Now it gets postponed to weeks, to 2 months, to 8 months, and possibly indefinitely. And imagine one of the newspaper report highlighting you could vaporize to death. I'm talking about the current situation of Sunita Williams ma'am, who's stranded in space. She's India's daughter in some ways, an Indian American astronaut who's having hard time returning their spaceship back to the Earth. There are a lot of technical glitches and multiple helium leaks happening there. That's why they're not getting back. Now, most of us will criticize or complain for the small things that happen in our daily lives. But guess who's not complaining? Despite being stranded in space, and despite the geopolitical tensions between the US and Russia, and despite the wrong decisions made by NASA and Boeing, it's Sunita Williams and the other astronaut. Just like Michael Collins, they are relying on their training, mental resilience, and finally faith and hope to keep their spirits up. Next, let's delve into the India's Gaganyaan mission. And the countdown has already begun. 3 astronauts have been selected to orbit for 3 days at 400 kilometers altitude. Now, interestingly, these astronauts have done post-graduation from the very adjacent department that I work for at IISc Bangalore under Professor Pradipta Biswas. And I'm such a doofus for not knowing that all this while. Until I came researching this topic, I got to know that. I missed the opportunity to meet them. Their journey doesn't stop at post-graduation. They undergo rigorous training of 13 months in Russia. This training is not just about physical or technical, but about stepping into the unknown and facing their own blank space in the space. Lastly, I want to ponder on these thoughts, whether it's Michael Collins' lonely orbit in the space, or Indian astronauts preparing for their Gaganyaan mission, or Sunita Williams' isolation in space. We all face blank spaces in our lives because life is not just sunshine and rainbows. We will have dark days. That's when we discover a true strength or potential. Never give up. Blank space is not just a void space. It's a canvas waiting for you to be filled with possibilities, courage, and perhaps even a bit of hope. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srihari, for giving us a perspective to understand blank space through the realm of the space world all put together. And oh God, thank you for busting my bubble of the understanding of blank space, to be very specific. Okay, dear members, guests and visiting Toastmaster, if possible, do come on camera. Please show your smiling faces, which will definitely encourage our speaker to speak more confidently. Moving ahead with our next role taker, our next speaker, that is Toastmaster Suchita. I hope, Suchita, could you please confirm your presence? I can see you.
Yeah.
And Toastmaster Suchita's speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Gauri. Toastmaster Gauri, could you please confirm your presence?
Yes, I'm present.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Suchita, originally from Delhi, who has made to Mumbai and made her her home. As a dedicated talent acquisition partner at a prominent medical device company, she excels in her professional role. Outside of work, she cherishes her time exploring new destinations and creating memorable moments with her child. Today, Toastmaster Suchita is attempting Level 1, Project 2 of Leadership Development Pathways. The project is Evaluation and Feedback First Speech. Timer, please note, even this speech is of 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech of any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. Toastmaster Suchita, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Suchita. English to English. English to English, Toastmaster Suchita.
Thank you. Learning. Learning English every day. I learn, then forget. I forget, then remember. O brain, when I will learn how to speak, learn how to write, learn how to read in English fluently. Learning English is like counting rice. I don't know when I will stop. No luxury life. With this, I have born and raised in my family. I always have a curse within me when I see others that why don't I have the luxurious life in my childhood when I see the others? I'm sure some of you has experienced the same. I have completed my graduation in Hindi medium. As you understood, my English was not that great. I was pathetic in English. I couldn't able to speak in English. I got an opportunity to complete my post-graduation. I was literally fear within me because it's going to be in English medium and I'm completely blank in English. Big struggle started when I need to communicate my thoughts in English. So what I used to do, I think in Hindi and communicate my thoughts in English. Any one of you in this group has experienced the same like me can raise the hand. Thanks for the support. So I was completely struggling. I had a lot of dream in my life, but one language barrier will there for me and I couldn't able to speak properly. I completely frustrated sometime that I'm not able to speak. And where I have seen people thought while you are speaking in English is knowing everything. If I am not able to speak or communicate my thoughts, they judge me that I am not having any other skills. So I would say that skills and communication, language communication is two different things. But we combined with this in a one, that we think that if English is not there, then the person is not good. So we should have to move out from this judgment perspective. Might be my skills was very, very good, but I couldn't able to speak and communicate my thoughts. So that's where I was struggling a lot. I decided myself, no, I have to crack this. With the help of one of my friend, although he also don't know the English, but with the help of my friend, we used to communicate in English. So there is a short conversation with me and my friend. My friend, how do we speak in English? Because we don't know how to make the sentence. We need to speak. Otherwise, we will not able to survive in this world. My friend, yeah, of course, we need to crack this. So, can we do it this way? Can we use the newspaper and start reading the news? It's me. Yes, it's a good opportunity. Like we start to read the newspaper and might be we can take a help from the mirror. We can speak in front of it. So this is how me and my friend started speaking with each other. Although my family member doesn't speak in English and my background is not English. So me and my friend sit together every day 1 hour to speak. We don't know, we speak tuta futa English. So therefore I started my journey and I'm still learning today how to speak proper English. In my jobs also, I got so many rejections because of the communication, because I'm not able to communicate my thought. I never give up. I always try every time, and I've learned a lot from my jobs as well. I generally speak one thing Speaking a language is to give you one more window where you can see the world differently. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suchita. I mean, let me put it this way. Through your speech, I understood the actual difference between skill, knowledge, and abilities which an human being, an individual possess. So thanks a lot for sharing those wise words with us. Moving ahead, let's move forward with our third speaker and the evaluator. I can see the third speaker, Toastmaster Renu. I think we'll wait for our evaluator to join. Meanwhile, let's see. Do we have our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Priyamvada, in the room? Could you please confirm your presence? Okay, no problem. Do we have a speaker next, Toastmaster Samita, in the room?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samita. Do we have the evaluator, Toastmaster Joane, in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Samita. Now, she has shared some very interesting facts. Change is the only way of life, and my life reflects that. She started her professional journey as a teacher and then chased her dream till she finally achieved that designation, maybe of principal in a school. That's something really aspiring. She's also a soft skills trainer who interact with the graduating students. Over the entire passage of time, she has developed her hobbies towards reading and traveling. She's currently enjoying her third pathway in this Toastmasters journey. Today, Toastmaster Samita is attempting her level 4 project 1 of motivational strategies pathway. The project is motivating others. Timer, please note the speech length is also 5 to 7 minutes. Now, through this particular speech, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice skills that are needed to motivate team members through the completion of this project. The purpose of this speech is for the member also to share some aspect of his or her experience motivating team members to the completion of the project. Rosma Samita, are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Samita, the secret of a kinder world. The secret of a kinder world, Toastmaster Samita.
A room full of teachers. On a teacher's day, we meet in a Toastmasters meeting to share my experience of how did I motivate this room full of teachers. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I was given the responsibility of 20 teachers. These were all primary teachers, and we were teaching them how we can be more creative, bringing out the creative aspect of the children. These small children are basically very creative, but how do we nurture them was the challenge. The first step that I took was I gave them a project to find out how can we enhance the creativity and brainstorming the idea. Each one came up with their own unique ideas. What we gathered from there was that some children are very good listeners, and these children usually are found drumming in the classroom. When we were discussing how do we increase their creativity, our common consciousness was that we need to give some rhythmic songs, some rhythmic words to keep them engaged. Whenever there is some visual going on, the visual child was looking absolutely mesmerized. And the kinesthetic child, they needed a pat on the back. Now and then, talking to them, even touching them, helped. In a small classroom of 40 minutes, how to include everything was a challenge. Do we show PPTs? Do we show objects? Do we sing a song? Or how do we manage? This was the first challenge that we had. The second challenge was when we wanted them to draw something. Should we show them an object or should we just tell them something? Everyone was of the opinion that we needed to show them something visually for them to draw. I knew for a certain that this was not true. Visual aspect for a child stops the growth of the child. The child gets a view and draws the same. There's no creativity. We limit the thinking power. So what I did next was, in the next meeting when we were discussing how much we have achieved and what to do the next week, I made a PPT presentation. And in that presentation, at the corner of every presentation, I drew a Christmas tree. And I asked them in the beginning of the session that I will narrate to you a beautiful story. And at the end of the story, I will ask you to draw something. So I narrated a story of a cat and a mouse. And in the end, I told them, see, there is an animal which came in between the cat and the mouse. Now I am describing the animal, you draw it. I told them about the round face, about 2 ears, a body, 4 legs, and a tail. I gave them a couple of minutes to complete their drawing and then show it to one another. The interesting feature of this was that each one had their own take on the drawing. In that A4 size sheet, someone drew a big face with a smiling face, long ears. Someone drew a long body. Someone drew a short tail. Someone drew a long tail. I went on with my presentation, and then in the end I said, draw a tree. Everyone drew. When they showed the diagram to one another, there was nothing surprising. Everyone had drawn the same tree. That was a point they realized that creativity cannot be done by visually showing something. We needed them to hear. We needed them to see outside and draw their own conclusion. In the class, when they started implementing, the feedback that I got was that the students who used to make a lot of noise are the ones who were actually auditory children. They have stopped because they have something rhythmic to go on and they were enjoying the class. The visual child had something to see and they were hooked onto that. I told them that if you can bring out what more can be done. Their whole idea was, let us take the children out in nature for a few minutes every day. Let them see, let them feel the sun, let them feel the wind. Even if it's raining, let them stretch out their hand and feel the drops of water falling on their hand. And then, after feeling, after seeing, let them draw. Let them write something creative. We all agreed on that plan. And when implemented, we found great result. So what we understood is every child is unique. And this uniqueness has to be appreciated. When we appreciate the uniqueness of each child, we become kinder to the world. We include everyone while we are teaching. And then the creativity and the teaching goes hand in hand, and we have wonderful citizens for tomorrow. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samita. On the occasion of Teachers' Day, hearing that teaching skills and creativity from a principal, what else can you ask for? Thank you so much. Moving ahead, can we go back to our third speaker, Toastmaster Renu? Are you here with us? Please confirm.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Evaluator of the speaker, Toastmaster Arsheen, are you here in this room?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Renu from Mohali is a vibrant, a vibrant place of satellites is what I got to know. Her professional journey has led her down the path of software engineering. A dreamer by nature and an avid knowledge seeker, she is poised to embark on new life roles. Communication has been a constant thread in her story, whether on the school stage or as a young girl in speech contest or as a storyteller to her children. Today, Toastmaster Renu is attempting her level 3 Project 1 of Pathways Presentation Mastery. The project is Persuasive Speaking. Speaker, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Through this particular speech, the purpose is for the member to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. Toastmaster Renu, are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Renu. Benefit statement or persuasive selling. Benefit statement or persuasive selling, Toastmaster Renu.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Will you agree that the parents exhibited some excellent persuasion skills when they were dealing with us in our childhood days? While mine certainly did. It was always a challenge to convince my parents, but ironically, they were much smarter. They always managed to get their way. They always managed to make me agree to whatever they wanted me to. Gradually, I felt like people around me, they all have that incredibly good persuasive skills. To give you an idea of what I'm talking, I'll share some common questions, which people asked me at some point of my time in my life. And you can choose to reply by guessing the person. So the person can be a parent, a sibling, or a friend, right? So here comes my first question. Do you know how proud you will feel if you study little extra and achieve that rank in class? Can you guess who the person is?
It could be the teacher, it could be the parent.
Right, very right. Yeah. Okay, the next question is, I hope you know spending some time out will give you a fresh air and will empty all that clutter that is stored in your brain.
Mothers all the time. Mother.
Right. Yeah, mother or an elder sibling, right? Okay. Do you know that do you know this having a self-love is as important as any other thing in this world?
Friend.
Yes. So friends, they all know us so well, right? These siblings, our parents, our teachers, right? So it is so easy to guess all these relationships, right? So we don't need any extra intelligence to guess that. But similarly, what is that common thing among all these relationships? These people are all very caring. And whenever we care for someone, we suggest them things that will benefit them in future, isn't it? Now I didn't had success in persuading my parents, but today, as a parent myself, I feel I have acquired the skill and I am following the legacy of my parents. Yes, I can persuade my children. Okay, very recently, I was trying to understand how to persuade people, how to make good sales. So I realized very unconsciously, we had been employing a very, very powerful sales technique, which has the potential to transform how you connect to your customers and maybe your children also, and then close your deals. So it is called the FAB technique. F is the features, A, the advantages, and B, the benefits. Yes. So features, as the word describes, describes the product. So what the product is. A, the advantages. It highlights what the feature does in the product. And B is the benefit, what I am going to get out of it. So I'll take an example to explain what I meant by FAB. Consider I want to change my handset, my mobile handset, and I go to a mobile shop. The sales guy at the counter will hurriedly speak everything. Madam, please come in. Madam, say this is the phone. So it has high resolution sensors, high refresh rates, dual SIM capability, multi camera, biometric options, 5G connectivity. It has the advantages are you will stay connected, you will have secure access, crisp pictures, high definition video calls, and so on. And he will keep repeating all this for each model that he's going to explain. And in the meantime, madam's head is spinning. What is he doing now? How am I going to decipher all this technical jargon? And he will do this, explain with every model and conclude with a cost. So what do you think I'll do? I'll try and defer the decision. I'll postpone the decision to later and hurriedly try and move out of the shop. To catch my attention, he will offer me some discounts. He'll say, Madam, aapki discount milega. You will get this kind of a discount. So what went wrong here was he didn't ask me enough questions. Why I wanted to change my handset? Was I aware of the technical jargons? He didn't know about that. Did he need to explain those technical jargons to me? Yes, he did. So when explaining features, advantages, provide the customer with a general benefit statement, which was missing in my case. The salesperson was not able to explain. So the general benefit statements are quite similar. Like, remember the general benefit statement given by our parents? Study a little bit more and you will score well, have a good rank. So in our context, for product, it could be something like, our product will simplify yourself. Say our mobile will simplify your daily tasks, save you time and effort, so you can focus on what truly matters. Or maybe in terms of say we can service, we can say with our service, your businesses gain deeper insight into customer behavior, leading to more informed decision and higher customer satisfaction. So the customer is not only concerned with the benefits. And why is concerned with the benefits? Because benefits are synonymous with what is there for me, WTFM. Benefits arouse emotions of fear, pleasure, pride, gain, or imitation. So when selling, sellers are often tempted to explain features of their product. Yes, prospects want to get their money worth, but they do not equate more features with higher value. Give them a more, understand their needs, give a general benefit statement, and persuade the customer to take that leap of faith. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. I literally revisited my memory of fabbing technique and what's in it for me concept with your speech. Thanks a lot for refreshing those memories in many of our minds, I guess. Okay, moving ahead, let's quickly check. Do we have Toastmaster Priyamvada with us in the room? I can see her. Do we have the evaluator, Toastmaster Anna, in the room? Could you please confirm?
and
Thank you so much. As we have both the speaker and the evaluator, here we go, Toastmaster Priyamvada, a young woman who is diving headfirst into the fascinating world of psychology. She's all about connecting with folks, and it's her fuel for her soul. Today, Toastmaster Priyamvada is attempting level 2, project 3 of Pathways team collaboration. The project is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Today, the speaker's speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. A quick note to our timer. Now, with this particular speech, the purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a prodigy. Toastmaster Priyamvada, are you ready? Toastmaster Priyamvada.
Am I audible?
Can you please be a bit louder?
Am I audible?
Better for me. Thank you so much.
Can
Okay.
you give me 1 moment?
Okay.
yeah, I cannot hear you so well. Can we increase the volume? Is it possible?
Toastmaster Priyamvada, can you please be a bit louder for your evaluator?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Now you have to keep that pitch throughout your entire speech. So Toastmaster Priyamvada. Toastmaster Priyamvada. Desert. Desert Toastmaster Priyamvada.
Have you, my dear friends and Toastmasters, have you ever felt lost? Or maybe aimless? Or maybe you had just wished that you belong in a place that you had to go every day? Please give a raise of hands if you have. Otherwise, I will feel alone. Okay, thank you. It was in 2021 that I had joined my first Toastmasters club, IMSUC Speakers Genesis. During that time, I had only one aim: to feel that I belonged. You see, during my bachelor's, I had become a girl with zero confidence, uncomfortable in her own skin, afraid of being judged, and I only had one friend. So, when the opportunity to join a Toastmaster club, to join a place where I can feel I belong, I jumped in. Of course, after giving it a lot of thought. Cool, I had joined in. So, now what? Now it was time to meet people. So, first, I met my mentor, Toastmaster Kumar. And I still remember our interaction. I still remember how her honey dripped voice has calmed my nerves. The preparation of my icebreaker speech was all on her. My journey had just started when, with a gust of wind, came in the competitions. Oh my God! No! This can't be happening. And Toastmaster Manvi just in time called in. Priyamvada, you have heard the news, right? You are participating, right? No, Toastmaster Manvi. I cannot participate. I'm not an expert at all. I will mess up and I will be judged, and oh my God, it will be a disaster. Again, with her honey drip voice, she said, "You can, Priyamvada. Calm down. No one will judge you. And even if you do something out of the ordinary, who will judge you? All will be your clubmates. They will be your friends. And I will always be there." A little nudge here, a little push there, and I participated. After it was over and the results came in, I was third. Well, not bad for a first timer, right? And for a girl who was afraid of her own shadow. After it was all over. And those 2 years with Toastmaster Manvi in the club, she smoothed it all out for me. She held me in every way that she can, and I really enjoyed it. But as the time has come to leave, since it was a college club, I became an ex-Toastmaster for 6 months. 6 months had passed and the whispers started coming. Toastmaster Manvi had joined Gabbys. Toastmaster Keshav is joining Gabbys. Priyamvada, Gabbys is so good. You will love it. Priyamvada, the vibe is awesome. People are so helpful. Priyamvada, you should join in. And my brain was like, Gabbys, Gabbys, Gabbys. Okay, I will join in. Shut up. I joined. And I'm glad I did, really. But again, I felt kind of aimless because I have already done all the roles, given few speeches in my previous club. So now what? That's when I met my second mentor, Toastmaster Smruti. I had felt like a thirsty man stranded in a desert. And she came with a big jug of water and a mirror in her hand, so that I can see who I was and what I wanted. And after a few discussions, I came to this realization that I really wanted to connect with people and I really wanted to improve my impromptu speaking. How could I forget that my pathway was team collaboration? So I started connecting with my clubmates and I started participating more in table topics. And I was improving thanks to my mentor. Well, but life and your journey is not going to be so smooth, right? So then came there another dilemma. I did not like giving speeches. Why should I give speeches? Why is everyone giving speeches anyway? I asked Toastmaster Smruti, why is everyone giving speeches? It's not like this is going to be a profession. Toastmaster Smruti calmed me down and she said that, Priyamvada, everyone has a reason. And when I joined Toastmasters, I joined in picturing it as a school where I come to learn with a certain curriculum with it. But if you find giving speeches too monotonous, what you can do is you can put a certain goal with a certain aspect in it for that speech. For example, if you're giving a speech, you can try to improve your eye contact. So your aim would be improving my eye contact, or it could be voice modulation, or you can even challenge yourself. Oh my God, Toastmaster Smruti, you are so great. Why did I not think of it? My problem was resolved. You see, she changed the whole perspective. And I was interested in giving speeches. My dear friends, I have not learned about Toastmaster mentoring. I have not read about it. I have only experienced it. And it has changed little aspects of me towards positivity and growth. The best thing that I find about Toastmaster mentoring is that they're always there. Even if I lose contact, even if we lose touch, they are there. They will contact me, they will cheer me up, they will nudge me towards betterment. And I'm really grateful for it and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi, and thank you, Toastmaster Smruti. And just one line to sum it all, as John Wooden had said, that a good coach can change a game, but a great coach can change a life. Thank you everyone. Over to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyamvada. That was quite positive, overwhelming speech. And yes, we do have our own story and our own history when it comes to this relationship of mentor and mentoring with a mentee. Moving ahead, let's welcome the next speaker. Do we have Toastmaster Ashwin in the room? Could you please confirm?
Yes, Toastmaster Smruti, I'm here.
Thank you so much for evaluating the project. Do we have Toastmaster Himanshu in the room? Could you please confirm?
No, he's not there. He'll be joining in sometime.
Okay, on that note, let's hold this for a second. Do we have our speaker, Toastmaster Sabrinath, with us in this room? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And for evaluating, do we have Toastmaster Lakshmi in the room?
Yes, Toastmaster Smruti, I'm here.
Thank you so much. As we have both the speaker and the evaluator, let me tell you about the speaker, Toastmaster Sabrinath, and Zoom moderator. Could you please highlight the speaker as I read out? Okay. He is working at Goldman Sachs for over 3 years. He is currently the VPED of the Walk the Talk Toastmasters Club. Today, our Toastmaster is attempting Level 3, Project 1 of Leadership Development Pathways. The project is planning and implementing. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes for this particular speech. Toastmaster, with this particular project, okay, I don't have the ER in place. Having said that, as he's working for planning and implement, let's see if the evaluator could help us in understanding the fine tuning of the same. Are you ready, Toastmaster Sabrina?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Toastmaster Sabrina. Christmas to remember. Christmas to remember, Toastmaster Sabrina.
How many members on this group? I'd like to see a raise of hands. Would confirm, not confirm, would agree that Home Alone is one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Well, I definitely think so. And I hope a lot of people on this call are on the same page with agreement or in agreement with me. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmasters today, and everybody on this call. I'd like to let you in on a secret, and that is Christmas is my favorite festival or holiday ever. And I look forward to Christmas every year. And I honestly believe and think that it's never too early to plan for Christmas. Even if somebody tells me on this call today that they're already planning for Christmas, well, I'm the last person that would judge you, and I would entirely encourage that decision. But let me take a step back and talk to you about a plan that I try to see through, but did not necessarily pan out the way I did plan or intend for the event to take place. And like the famous saying goes, anything and everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I'd like to take you back to the 24th of December, 2023. It's a dark, gloomy night, evening, similar to every other night that we have. But this evening was different. Please trust me, my friends. I had planned for a get-together Christmas dinner with all of my favorite friends and close family. And at this event, as a leader, I had delegated the task. My mom, she was in charge of preparing the meal, putting the meal together. And I had to run out in the morning, in the afternoon, put together all the groceries, everything that needed to be at the kitchen deck so that my mom could get chop, chop, chop. My dad, I had communicated to him that he was in charge of ensuring the logistics was in place. If anybody needed a pickup, if anybody had gotten lost or didn't know exactly which cross it was, whether it was the first, second, or third cross, they could ring up my dad and my dad would guide them to my doorstep. And lastly, me. What was my responsibility? It was to get the agenda, the flow of events in order. And how I had done that is I discussed with one of my other close friends and decided that my friends were going to come over. We were going to first eat, right? We cannot conduct an event with empty tummies, hungry bellies. Food is always the most important thing. So once we've eaten, we play a couple of indoor games like trivia, Jeopardy, um, dumb charades. And once we're done with all of that, watch, my friends, you guys, can you guess which movie we had decided we're going to watch? Drum
Home
roll.
Alone? Home Alone?
Well, that was a great guess, and yes, Home Alone, right? But remember, I told you, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. What happened was that evening, the rain was pouring, thunder thunder flashing, lightning. No, thunder was deafening to our ears, and lightning was flashing across the dark night sky. And the pouring rain could get anybody drenched in in water and could drown them considering the infrastructure we have in Bengaluru, right? So I had to at the moment navigate how I was going to work that out. And fortunately, my dad had agreed to like take his car out and ensure that people who had taken other modes of transportation and would not necessarily land right at my doorstep could get into the car and reach my home without getting wet in the rain. But the rains had pushed our plans back uh, a couple of hours, or I'd say like 1.5 hours, and so the timelines of the agenda changed. And please note that the food had gone cold because my friends had come over late. But so in those circumstances, I had to think of a contingency plan, and my mom so willingly was in agreement to get the food heated, reheated, and ensure that it was brimming hot so that my friends could enjoy hot dinner. And because we had to stick to people's timelines and people had to leave by 12 a.m., we cut short on the trivia games and went straight to the movie. Once we were done with the movie, like I cheerfully waved some of my closest friends that had not seen since COVID goodbye. And I was so happy that regardless of all the circumstances and things that went wrong, the event still happened to be a great success. And with that, I'd like to hand the mic or baton back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sabrina. That was indeed a journey, and relating it to the movie, quite engaging for us as well. Thank you so much for sharing your plans towards the execution of that particular Christmas event. For the benefit of guests, since I missed, let me read out that the purpose of this particular project is for the member to practice developing a plan and bringing that plan to fruition. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of planning and implementing his or her small scale project. Thank you so much once again. Now let me quickly check if we have our speaker Toastmaster Ashwini in the room.
Hi, Smruti, I'm here.
Okay, and the evaluator Toastmaster Himanshu in the room.
He's there, he has joined, but I cannot see him on the camera.
Toastmaster Himanshu, can you hear us? You can please use the chat function as well. Even I can see him. We can only start once I hear a confirmation from him.
He's facing a network glitch. That's what he has shared.
No problem. Can you hear us, Toastmaster Himanshu? Just give a
No, he
reaction.
cannot, because according to his glitch, he's still not in the room.
In that case,
Toastmaster Aparna. Toastmaster Aparna, can you evaluate Toastmaster Ashwini?
Yes, that
Toastmaster
should be all
Aparna.
right. Can you please read out the project again? What is the
Thank you.
project?
I will. And meanwhile, Toastmaster Yogita, could you please help Toastmaster Aparna with the ER as well?
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So we have the speaker, evaluator, and the person who will be also a part of this particular project, that is Toastmaster Jaspreet as well. Let me first tell you that we have Toastmaster Ashwini, a member of the Impact Guru Foundation, defies the typical narratives of engineering struggles. Okay, as an engineer by qualification, she finds life more rewarding than challenging. So, not in a core engineering role, she passionately serves society, attributing her journey to her engineering background. Today, Toastmaster Ashwini is attempting level 3, project 3 of Presentation Mastery Pathways. The project is to prepare for an interview. The duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. And with this particular project, the purpose is for the member to practice the skills needed to present himself or herself well in an interview. Toastmaster Ashwini and Toastmaster Jaspreet, I hope you both are ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Ashwini, interviewing for Planet Protectors. Interviewing for Planet Protectors, Toastmaster Ashwini.
Hello, Ashwini. I welcome you to our company, Planet Protectors. You had applied for the position of a corporate fundraiser, and here we are for the first round of interview. So, Ashwini, if you clear this round, we'll call you for another one, the second one, and that would be your final round. So, are we good to go, Ashwini?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So, the first question for you, Ashwini, is tell me who Ashwini is. Who is Ashwini? Tell me briefly about yourself.
Great. Thank you, Madam Jaspreet, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. As you know, I'm Ashwini. Quick, background about me from where I come and my education. So I come from a town called Malur. It's a small town in Karnataka. Till 12th, I finished my education in my town. And I'm happy to share that in 12th I was the district topper. So with that privilege, I got to get into one of the top engineering colleges in Bangalore. So I did my engineering from Ramaya Institute of Technology, which is one of the renowned colleges in India, I can say. So during my engineering times, I got to see the different world out there. Me coming from a small town, did not have the exposure to a lot of things, maybe speaking in English. So I was always insecure about it. But through different platforms, through Toastmasters, I got to fight on that insecurity. And during my engineering time, I got to volunteer with Akshay Patra. So that's how I got introduced to social sector. And I decided to take my full-time career in the social sector. So that's when I joined Akshay Patra as a full-time employee. And I continued to contribute in the social sector for uh, I'm continuing, in fact, right now also. So I had contributed around 3 years to Akshay Patra in the education sector. That's when I realized there is also a big chunk of gap in the health sector, and I joined Impact Guru Foundation. So I currently head the business for Impact Guru Foundation for Bangalore region. So I take care of the major corporate fundraising for them, and I'm happy to share that I've been pretty good at my numbers. I have overachieved my targets in the previous financial year. So that's a brief about my background and my career. So yeah.
All right, great. Now, I see you've been doing great, on rise and shine mode, it has been all this while. So tell me one thing, what interests you towards this particular position, this job, or this company?
Great. What interests me? Maybe I would like to talk about a small story why I am in the social sector. So when I was in Akshay Patra, it was the education part where I had deprived when I was a kid. So I had gone to a school where there was no good exposure to the basic education. So that's where I wanted to contribute to the society to make sure that children don't, face the same things as I had faced. And coming to the right now situation, I work in the health space. So I had a very bad experience with the healthcare infrastructure in India when my mom had to go through rough phase. So that's when I realized, even me being having got from a privileged family and having access to all the kind of technologies, still we were not able to figure out a solution for the problem. So imagine the people out there who don't know, who don't have access to things. So that's where I feel this job interests me to contribute back to the society.
All right. So I've heard you talking about the reason, I've heard you talking about the skills or the work that you've been doing, you've been enriching yourself a lot. Now, I would just want to tweak the coin a bit. Is there any area where you want to work on yourself? Somewhere where you want to fine-tune yourself? Or in simpler terms, is there any weakness that you have which you would want to work upon?
Right. Uh, that's a wonderful question, Jaspreet. So every day we learn, every day we grow, right? So me being a passionate engineer, maybe not in an engineering field, even in this sector. So I would like to be in a leadership positions, handling big teams, contributing more to the society. So I would definitely have to learn more skills in terms of handling a team, handling a relationship with the people. So that is where I feel I kind of lack. So I would really like to work on that, and I've been taking up courses to work on that.
All right, very good. So one thing I would like to tell you right at the start, in our company, we keep a lot of checks and balances, and with that comes a lot of feedback. So are you open to feedback and at times criticism?
Great. So when two people are involved, or maybe a number of people are involved in the system, there is definitely a different perspectives and different opinion about the things, and definitely there is a tendency for criticism, and always a space for feedback. So talking about feedback, Jaspreet, I am always been open for feedback. I would like to learn from others mistakes, and always taken feedback as a path for me to grow. So I've never taken feedback in a negative way. So I've always seen that as an opportunity for me to learn. And criticism is something I have also faced in my career. And whenever there is a conflict of interest, whenever there is a conflict between me and my peers, I have always upfrontly gone and spoken to the person and resolved it then and there. Not let that affect my relationship with the people. So that's how I would like to handle.
That's very good to say it. Very good. Okay, now very quickly, probably maybe in a line or two, if you could tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Great. So as I mentioned earlier as well, I would like to be in a leadership positions, taking up higher responsibilities at the organization. So I would want to contribute to the organization. Being at a leadership position, I want to be the decision maker. So that's where I see myself. Maybe 10 years down the line, I would like to be a CEO of the organization. So that definitely takes a lot of hard work and persistence. And I am today ready to put that and learn from all the senior people I get to work with. Yeah.
All right. Any quick question that you would like to ask me before we end this interview today?
Great. Uh, So, Jaspreet, I wanted to understand what is that one tip you would like to give me from your experience to be a a better
All right.
person and to be a leader.
My tip will be a quick tip. In our company, what we follow is work with passion and with satisfaction. So always do that. And thank you so much for being with us today, Ashwini. And somebody will get back to you in a day or two. All the best to you for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet and Toastmaster Ashwini, for executing that interview part. Will not share my comment as well, but I literally loved it. Now we are done with all our speeches. All the speakers, they did share their aspects, their learnings towards the project and the pathways which they thought to implement. So what are you waiting for? Please give them a huge round of applause for their participation, for their courage, for their time and everything. I would also request our timer to quickly help us understand if any speaker exceeded the allocated time of 5 to 7 minutes.
Unfortunately, thank you for the word, but 3 speakers they crossed the line. It was the speaker Renu, Priyamada, and also Ashmi for 3 disqualifications. But it was worth to listen to the end.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Martina, for making a quick note of all the timings taken by the respective speakers. So, Zoom moderator, I hope you got the details, and rest, Martina, if possible, later you can share it in the Zoom chat as well for our Zoom moderator to make a note of. Yogita,
Yes.
could you please confirm?
Yeah, I have noted. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, as I said, it's a speech marathon, but speech without evaluation is completely incomplete. If speech is important to learn something, trust me when I say evaluation is more important than that. Now, evaluation is only not for the speaker, for their project, for all, but also for listeners like me. You can learn from those evaluations and implement it in your project pathways or outside Toastmasters. On that note, if possible, please try to make yourself visible on the camera. Encourage the role takers, the evaluators as well. With that, let's get started with the back-to-back evaluations, and the order will be in line with the agenda. So requesting all the evaluators to please be ready. The sequence might vary. The first evaluator, I can see Toastmaster. Yes, our first evaluator, Toastmaster Punith in the room. Now, Toastmaster Punith is a non-fiction book enthusiast, a dedicated practitioner of David Allen's Getting Things Done method, and a prominent XCOM member at Toastmasters Nagar Pride. Toastmaster Punith will be evaluating our speaker, Toastmaster Srihari. Toastmaster Punith, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smruti. Firstly, I appreciate Toastmaster Srihari for your creativity, the way you bring the astronaut struggle to how real strength will be revealed during the dark time. The speech title itself isn't intriguing. When I heard the topic, I was squeezing the eyebrows and I was just asking my question in my mind what it is. Then this is one of the important skill of us the speaker. The two important skill. The first one is grabbing the attention. The second one is holding that attention. That you did it with asking series of questions. The first one is noun. The second one is unknowns. Not only that, you break the pattern. Okay, when you ask the first question, okay, I thought in my mind, okay, this guy was talking about be first, don't be second and third. You broke the pattern, you broke my predictions, and that is another way of grabbing the attention. Then you made this speech memorable by using two techniques. The first one is memory flags. I know the Taylor Swift, Interstellar, Sunita Williams. You connect what I know with what I don't know. Their struggles I didn't know, and you connect what I know with don't know. That is the great thing that you did in your speech. The second one is the people forget what you say, but for people it is hard to forget when you make them feel. You did it. You made me feel it when you use examples with visualization skill. When you shared an example where you mentioned be in these situations, then that time it created a little bit anxiety and make me visualize and feel how it is being in a dark side. That was a great attempt. Then one other great quality that I admire in speakers is bring a people audience to the right mindset, then inject a message. The same happened in your speech, and you uh, at the conclusion, I understood the struggle of the astronauts, then you injected a message. That's the right way of doing it. The two overall, it was informative, intriguing, and entertaining speech. The two recommendations I would like to add to your speech is the purpose of the speech is to the make sure the speech the purpose is aligned right from the beginning to the end. But two places I felt that it was not aligned. The first one is Indian astronauts. The second one is one of the Indian astronauts. Did you know? You knew. The second one is the example that you shared with an visualization. That was interesting. You can make it more compelling by adding passes, especially at the end. Imagine yourself. You heard a news like giving a pass, then you come up with the last sentence. The overall, the one takeaway from your speech is analyzing the struggles of second and third, so that we can find interesting stories. All the best for your upcoming speeches. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Punith, for a detailed evaluation of the speaker. And did you see the timers window still active? Because even evaluators do get timed. The evaluation, they get 2 to 3 minutes of timing. So see the crucial aspect of timing in a Toastmasters meeting. So once the evaluation are done, we'll definitely check how much time did they took in delivering their aspect as well. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our first speaker and our first evaluator. Moving ahead, our second speaker was Toastmaster Suchita, and our second evaluator, Toastmaster Gauri. I can see Toastmaster Gauri. Toastmaster Gauri is a chartered accountant by qualification. She's currently pursuing her passion as an image consultant and soft skills trainer. She also conducts motivational sessions for leadership as life coach and trainer. She endeavors to build her brand rebrand.self, where she takes care of everything needed in the transformation journey of an individual. She is currently the Vice President membership of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Gauri, over to you.
My target speaker, Toastmaster Suchita. To begin with, from your speech, it does not look like you do not know how to speak English, or it just shows how hard you have worked on yourself. Now, as soon as you said that how many of you think in English, you had me. And no, I was not just encouraging you. I do think in Hindi. And that made it a match in heaven. You got lucky there. Your message, not to ever give up attitude. And your content, your speech took us all there. It was a speech where, I could understand it's about courage, fortitude, and resilience, because very easily everyone can understand the daily hardships that you must have gone through in dealing with the outside world. You narrated your personal story, and what that does is it takes the audience with you and tries to understand your feelings. Your measured demeanor and the softness in your voice added in conveying that message with more effectiveness. You used a phrase, tuta puta English. We normally do not recommend the use of Hindi words, but it fit in so beautifully to your speech title, which was English to English. And let me tell you, it added a humorous element. You had me smiling there. You started beautifully with a sort of a poem describing about your learning and English. I wish you would have made eye contact and looked directly at the camera. It gave me an impression that you were reading from somewhere. And it was so beautiful, I felt it had lost its effectiveness somewhere a little bit. The next is about your role play. Two things for you here. Whenever you're doing a role play, do not completely turn away. Don't completely turn like that. Be diagonal so that at all times the audience is able to look at you. And secondly, when you were doing your role play, you said, me, my friend. Instead of saying that, when it's you speaking, name your friend so that we know it's you. And when it's your friend speaking, say, Suchita, let's start reading the newspaper. So automatically the audience will get to know which is you and which is your friend. You don't need to say me and my friend. It was all in all an organic speech. I loved the content. And hey, it is just your second speech. I wish you all the best for all the other speeches that are coming along. And I see you only getting better and better because you do not give up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gauri. Please put your hands together for our speaker as well as the evaluator. Moving ahead with our third speaker and evaluator, do we have, I can see both Renu and Toastmaster Arsheen in the room. Toastmaster Arsheen, she is working as a product manager at Salesforce who loves to read and write poetry. Toastmaster Arsheen, over to you.
Thank you. Can you confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Got it. Toastmaster Renu, this is the first time that I've heard you. I've done a lot of evaluations, and it was honestly a pleasure to go along your journey because you had such amazing methods of engagement with the audience. Even if someone was off camera, even if someone was not responding in the call, they would have just jumped on the chat and answered the questions that you asked in the first 30 seconds. And I've always heard that the first 7 to 30 seconds are the ones where the listeners are listening hooked to the speaker. So that's when you can catch their attention and talk about things that make the most difference. So in my evaluation today, I'll break it down into things I absolutely loved about your speech and small general recommendations that we can implement next time so that we can take it to the next level because all of us want to be better speakers with Toastmasters. Let's start with the good things. The one thing that I really like about your speech is the examples are very relatable. You come from a place where any or everything that you mention, people will raise their hands. Anything as small as let me ask you questions about your parents, teachers, friends, cousins. Everyone related to that. Everyone had a parent like that, a teacher like that. So we often say that, good vocabulary can be used and you can use a lot of voice intonations, but the examples that you used were what hooked the audience to your speech. Even if someone was not listening, they would have just turned in for that quiz that happened in the beginning. The second thing that I really liked was your method of persuasion. You first explained what are the methods of persuasion. Then you tied them onto an acronym, which is easy for you to remember and easy for the people who are listening to remember. It's a very good tool because what will I take back from this speech? I think I'll remember the acronyms. And then you gave a good and a bad example. You said that if this persuasion is done well, it can have a positive effect. If it's not done well, in the example where you gave about the mobile phone dealer, it might not work well. So I really like that you had a structure to your speech. You first explained the methods of persuasion, then an example, then you drove home the point. And I really like that you were vulnerable in front of us. You said that at one point in your life, you used to recognize that your parents used to do something with you as persuasion, and now you're on the other side of the fence. So it's always good to see what's going on in the speaker's mind and telling it very honestly to the audience. Now let's look at things that could have been done a little better. The one thing that all of us want to listen to when we come in Toastmasters, the best speakers that have existed, the one thing that they have in common is that they have one or two connected stories and not a lot of small scattered examples or stories. I would have liked for you to tie it all in with the help of one or two connected stories and bring out the theme in them. So, with the help of that, you could have focused on your voice intonations, your theatrics that you could have done. I could sense in between that you were reading from somewhere. I could have loved personally if I would have seen the real Renu coming in front of us, telling us a story that happened with her. So, a story that might just be one story, but might incorporate all the tools of speaking, like voice intonations, like theatrics, could be experimented by you next time. And bringing it all together at the end, a very strong conclusion to drive the point home. That's all I had to say, and it was a pleasure to listen to you for the very first time. I'm looking forward to your future speeches. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. Please put your hand together for our speaker as well as evaluator and let this energy get going and dive into our next evaluator. Do we have Toastmaster Priyamvada, our speaker, and Toastmaster Anna, our evaluator? I can see Toastmaster Anna. Oh, awesome. Now, Toastmaster Anna, she is the Area Director B3 of Slovakia, President of Toastmaster. Okay, she is the President of Toastmaster Bratislava. She is with Toastmasters for around 15 years. That's awesome. Toastmaster Anna, over to you for the evaluation.
What I heard today was really a sunshine speech. Who would agree with me with that description? You can raise your hand and I would not feel alone, because that was something that really captured my attention. I will evaluate the rhetorical devices that have been used, such as voice, gestures, and impact of the speech that it had on me. It will be mostly subjective, but I hope, as I say, that it will have some value to the speaker and it will add value to the audience as well. What I observed was really something I admire and aspire to wear your heart on your sleeve and really to put your soul out there in front of the audience. It was really fantastic. It felt very genuine and honest compared to all the corporate speeches, which have value in a different environment. This was something amazing. I like the structure of the story. She started from the point how she was really shy and timid at school, and when she entered Toastmaster, there was an expectation that it will be like a school, and she made a really stark contrast that she discovered that it's something different with the community that there will be always for her. And those were really the highlights of the speech that I noticed. Sum up the benefit in such a way that I would even join Toastmaster for a fifth time if I could. That was the impact of the speech. And she really worked with an audience, also with the evaluator. When I said I could not hear her properly, she really did her best to adjust the voice and she didn't panic. That was great. And what would be my suggestion? There was a cut with the gesture also. I don't have enough space for my hand in my room. So in this case, I would maybe rather not use the hands when they are cut off. I would do, if I haven't had enough space, what Toastmaster Kumar has done. He has stepped back a little bit and then used the room as a stage. And in the case where this is not possible, I would at least position the camera a little bit lower. Cannot do that right now because I am on a small mobile phone, as you probably noticed. So the hand gestures are not cut off in the middle because I really love the posture of the speaker and I love the expressiveness. She was standing close to the doorway, and for me even this symbolized the transition, so I really enjoyed the whole performance. And my suggestion would be to work on the angle of the camera and sum up maybe one or two strong points at the very end.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anna. Please put your hands together for our evaluator as well as for our speaker once again. Moving ahead with our next set of evaluator and speaker, Toastmaster Samita and the evaluator Toastmaster Joane. I hope both are in the room. Yes, I can see both. Toastmaster Joane, our evaluator, is a content writer, a passionate reader, and an introvert who finds joy in conversation. She immerses herself in diverse music genre and languages, while her free evenings are spent treasure hunting in vintage books and stationery stores. Hailing from Mumbai, she cherishes the sunrises and sunsets at Marine Drive. Toastmaster Joane, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti. And good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to you, Toastmaster Samita. Happy Teachers' Day. You deserve this more than anyone because you've been a teacher, you're a principal, and I'm sure you've heard this a lot. And what a beautiful speech you brought in on the Teachers' Day to describe the importance of creativity and kindness in a child's life, and to describe how you have motivated a team of teachers to change their perspective. And bring in that creativity so that they can help to make a kinder environment for the children who are then going to become better citizens. This was the entire theme that I could gauge from the speech, and I loved every part of that speech. The idea is amazing, and I'm taking this learning back home of the different types of learnings, that is the kinesthetic learning, audio, visual, and all of that, and how it is very important not to judge someone based on a single blanket or a single way or method of learning. Thank you so much. What I loved, of course, is the idea, the motivation, the strategy that you used, the story that you told about the Christmas tree on the corner and the cat and the mouse, and how you literally did not just tell, but explain and showed to your teachers. You actually taught them that, see, if you change the way you think and if you don't limit it for the children, then they become creative, and then you can expect something more, even beyond expectations. And I love that story very much. When it comes to your language, I've always praised you, I know, but I cannot stop praising you, because I'll tell you that descriptive, poetic prose language that you use, when you're talking about the rain, when you're talking about the story, the Christmas tree, all of that, there are moments in that 7 minutes where I feel like, oh, I'm sitting there inside that meeting room, or maybe I am also enjoying that raindrop on my fingertips. And that, my dear friend, is a mark of a great, great speaker, something that we all aspire to become, right? A lot of praises. I have 2 recommendations for you, and my recommendations are going to be on content. I'm not going to give you any recommendations on delivery today, because I feel delivery is something that you can work on. And for this content, there are 2 things I want you to think about. Number 1, if you can show, then don't tell. Okay, remember this phrase. If you can show, then don't tell. This was a project where you had to show how you motivated, and at the same time, because your path is motivational strategy, you had to motivate the audience, right? I would have loved it if you would have converted what you did there as an activity in this 7-minute speech. Same thing, you're just describing the whole thing, but take 2 minutes and say, if you have a pen and paper, just draw a cat, draw a mouse, and now draw a animal with a circle and a A and B. And then take 30 seconds and ask the audience, what did you draw? Did you draw something that you didn't even imagine? This is the power of creativity. Bam, it'll hit us so hard, right? Because in the moment we are experiencing that as an activity. Keep that Christmas tree on your screen and then ask us to draw otherwise a tree and see how many of us are drawing the same. And then question the audience. Did you guys also do the same? So that activity, if you would have added, that would have been like, my goodness, it would have taken the whole speech to the next level. The second, the most important, recommendation for anyone, you have to think about the core message. The title was A Secret of a Kinder World. The speech was heavy on creativity and a little low on kindness. Yes, in the conclusion you said, help them in the creativity, that will help to make a kinder world. But then if the title was on kindness, I was expecting something more. What is it so unkind? You didn't touch upon anything that is unkind to the children, or how that if you don't bring out the creativity, the children will suffer. So either you bring the core message in the title, or you bring the core message in the body. You choose whichever you want, change the title or change the whole message. But there should be that connection, strong connection between the title and the message. Let me tell you, I loved this. I love this whole speech. I'm taking back so much learning from you. Thank you for that. Lovely language, lovely description, no doubt. Think about adding activities that will take your speech to the next level. You know, bang on, this is so different. And I know you can do that. And think about the core messaging when you set your conclusion versus the title. Thank you so much. All the best. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joane. Please put your hands together for our speaker as well as our evaluator. Moving ahead, do we have an evaluator Toastmaster Aparna in the room?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see Toastmaster Ashwini, yes. Toastmaster Aparna is a passionate speaker, a hippie at heart, mom at home, and an entrepreneur by choice. Toastmaster Aparna, over to you.
Thank you. So Toastmaster Ashwini, this is one of those projects which I love to watch. I didn't expect I'd get to evaluate it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can assure you the audience did too, because there was a lot of takeaway that we could see from that. Now, let me start off. I'm going to give you 2 things that worked really well and 2 things that you can work on. And I even have a challenge for you. So starting off. Now, see, you you are a very confident speaker. Now, this is a practice speech, of course, because you're in front of an audience that you're aware of, and you know these people, these questions were drafted by you, but still, you have a certain confidence when you speak. You're very forthcoming with your answers. You know your back answers really well, like what is it that you want to speak about, your story you knew very well. And so the answers had all of that. So I think the confidence that you brought to the table was something that we all need in an interview. So that worked really well for you. The second thing that stood out for me was this interview aspect, right? We have to speak about ourselves in an interview and not shy away from it, which is something a lot of us have to learn. And you did that. You did that very subtly. By how? By weaving in those points nicely in your answers. Like, I'm also a district topper. It wasn't like you were bragging. You just said it as something along the way, in the answer about Ashwini. I'm also the district topper, which helped me to get into a very good college. And then in many such places, you brought in those points. Again, a very important point to do in an interview. We coach people to do that, right? Bring in all these highlights. The highlighted points in your resume have to be brought out subtly in your answers, although it's there in front of your interviewer. So I think you did that quite well. I'm sure you've attended interviews before this. That's why you're able to do that. So continue doing it and do it confidently without any hesitation like you just did. Now, what are the things that you can work on? See, you can't do a Toastmaster speech in an interview. It will look awkward. We all know that. You can't go there and give a speech with all of that exaggerated body language and all of that. However, we are all trained speakers. And there are going to be aspects of what we learn here that we have to take there. Otherwise, it's going to be just another interview. So what is the point of this whole thing, right? Keeping that in mind, I have a few suggestions for you. Simple body language. I couldn't see you, but still there wasn't much body language at all. No scope for it. You could have used it beautifully. Hands, using open hand gestures are so important in interviews. These gestures with your hands, with your even a subtle laughter, like the question they asked, right? So who is Ashwini? Tell me. Well, Ashwini, you're getting it? That thing. Those little things are very important. What you learn here, but they are practiced. So keep in mind these little gestures of body language and even your delivery. These are things that you have to bring in practice, but it will look as if you're coming out very easily with it. The second thing is, I believe your answers. I think your answers were quite lengthy. Keep it brief. Keep it brief. You are like, you're speaking like any other interviewee. It should be very brief, point-wise. Example, who is Ashwini? Well, Ashwini is an ambitious girl. She's come up on, like that. Just start off like that. Make it more entertaining. Not entertaining, I would say. Make it more impactful and make your answers brief and have a lot of pointers rather than just going on and on and on. You can do this in interviews. That's it. The challenge for you, work on your fillers, Ashwini. Simply have to work on your fillers. You have a filler after every 2-3 words. Make it after every 1 sentence. That's the challenge I have for you. With that, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our evaluator and our speaker. Now let's welcome our next evaluator and speaker. I see both in the room. So our next evaluator is Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha. As a behavioral and leadership trainer, she found her ikigai through her job with the Akshaya Patra Foundation. She facilitates training programs across India that upskills and motivates the frontline workers of her organization. And to upskill herself, her go-to place is Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Smruti. A Christmas to remember, and I would say it was a speech to remember for many, many reasons. So let me share a few things why I'm going to remember the speech for a long time. First, you threw in your fishing rod with a sharp hook. I see that smile on your face, so I know that you know what I'm getting onto. It is Home Alone. I think that is like one of our favorite movies, and you just got it right. Home Alone and Christmas goes hand in hand. Good move on that, Toastmaster Shabrinath. The next thing that really kept me hooked was your descriptive language that you had thrown in throughout the speech. Like, for example, when you spoke about the thunder, lightning, and you could, drown in them, then you spoke about, there were a couple of other places where you did use beautiful descriptive language, which actually created an image in my mind. I could vision, it was like a vision, it was like a movie running. So great job on that. And another thing that I really loved was your instant drum roll. I really like the way you did that. And I think it was something instant. It was not planned. Great job on that. Now, as much as this speech I'm going to remember, if I want to remember it for a lifetime, then these are some things that you would want to just try to work on. These are just my thoughts. One, as powerful as your introduction was and the body of the speech was, I felt your conclusion felt flat. There was no takeaway for us. This project is about planning and implementation. What did you learn from this planning and implementation? I wish that had come in the conclusion. Something like change is the only constant. To be able to adapt to this change is what I learned. This is just an example that I'm giving you, right? So a more powerful conclusion. Another thing, I wish you hadn't broken the suspense when you said with every plan, there would be, some disasters or some a line that meant that, which meant, how much ever we plan, things can go wrong. So, and this happened right at the beginning of your speech, which meant I was already expecting that things are going to, hold on to that suspense. Hold on to that suspense, especially when you're such a good storyteller. Another thing that I would really like, I would have loved to hear from you is, since your project is on planning and implementation, you used a story to tell us about planning and implementation and how that day went. But I think I missed out on a little more about the implementation part of it. Am I audible? Am I audible? Yeah, okay. So how did you that implement? How did you adapt to that change? That part of it, I think, a little more attention. Overall, you're an excellent storyteller. You use lovely language, descriptive language is what I should say, and just work on your conclusion and focus on the project purpose. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our last evaluator and the speaker as well. With that, we successfully executed the evaluation part and we received all valuable critical feedback for the speaker as well as in general when you take a project or you want to speak publicly anywhere. On that note, let me check quickly with our timer. Toastmaster Martina, could you please help us understand if any of the evaluator did miss the polling parameter?
Unfortunately, yes. As I'm checking now the system, there are 2 evaluators, which is Joane and Aparna, who crossed the line.
Okay, thank you so much. You can please help us with the same over chat, and I'm assuming our Zoom moderator has taken a note of it.
I couldn't hear it. Could you please repeat?
It's Toastmaster Joane and Toastmaster Aparna.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Toastmaster Martina, I hope I'm right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you so much. So now you are going to see a poll in front of you. Polling, which is meant to encourage the speakers, the evaluators, to keep practicing, come next time and give their best. So once you see the window, go ahead, don't shy away, do not hesitate and vote for your favorite one, the favorite speaker or the favorite evaluator. As you are giving your polls, let me see who are there in this room and quickly take your feedback or any takeaway which you had from this particular meeting. This is for everyone, whosoever is interested, members, guests, visiting Toastmaster. Anyone would like to share their piece of learning or feedback today? You can unmute. Let me see.
Yeah, Toastmaster Smruti, this is Lakshmi here.
Yeah, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Yeah, so one thing that I really love about the speech marathon is actually listening to the evaluators. It's a learning curve for me listening to the evaluators, because almost 6 to 7 evaluations and each evaluator is so different from each other. especially when it comes to the point. So that's something that I really enjoyed.
Thank you so much. I echo that thought. It's a great opportunity to hear so many valuable fine prints of a speech. Thank you so much for sharing with us as well. Anyone else? Would you like to share something with us? I see Ismail Khan unmuting. Are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
Yeah, I'm a Toastmaster. I'm part of Spell Wizard. So it was a wonderful hearing so many speeches and with so many personal stories. I was able to connect with them, and I like the beautiful part of the session was the entire meeting was very nice. You have conducted it very well, and the speeches are very nice. And there is a lot of takeaway from the evaluation session. I joined it mainly for to learn and upskill my evaluation skills, and have heard so many evaluation, different perspective of evaluation. That the way they have given their they appreciate the way they have appreciated, and then the recommendation. It was one of the wonderful meeting I have joined. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ismail, for your valuable words. And indeed, it was always a pleasure when you are on the receiving end and hearing so many illuminating speakers and evaluators as well. I see Toastmaster Martina raising her hand. Please go ahead.
Yes, I would just like to mention the speech of Priyavada was really impactful for me. Just in the case she knows, because she was disqualified by me, unfortunately. But I just wanted to mention that it was very strong also, as Anka said, to put her soul into the speech, and it was very much different from even the professional speeches, where people maybe sometimes they tend to be too professional but less personal, I guess. So this was very the opposite, and I really liked it a lot.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyamvada. If you are, she's here. I hope she took those fine prints from you. I see guest Feroz in this meeting. Are you here with us? Could you please like to share your feedback or anything which you'd like to mention? Please go ahead.
Yes. Hi. The entire session was excellent, particularly the evaluators. I am here as a guest. I was invited by Meeta ma'am. And yeah, I would love to join maybe later as a speaker as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and you are most welcome. Okay, as the time is ticking, I see if anyone else would like to share something else, let's go ahead because we have the polling results with us. Shall we? Okay, let's go ahead. Any guesses for we had two segments, the speaker as well as the evaluators. Give me a wild guess. Who you think is the favorite speaker of the evening? Any guesses? Okay. Okay. Happy Teachers' Day then. Toastmaster Samitakar, our favorite speaker of the evening.
Thank you so much.
Please stay there on camera, and Zoom moderator, please keep her spotlighted. Our favorite evaluator. Any guesses? We were so indulged in hearing all the evaluations, even it was very difficult for me to think through. But let's not kill more time. Our favorite evaluator is Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujatha. Toastmaster Lakshmi, if you would please try to come on camera, we would love to spotlight and take a picture. Okay, Zoom moderator, could you please? Thank you so much. Can we have a quick picture? Please confirm once it's done. I hope it's done.
It's done.
Okay, we were just holding our smiles. Thank you so much to both our favorite speaker and evaluator of this evening. On that note, we successfully executed a very beautiful, a fun-filled as well as an interesting Toastmasters meeting at Gabbys. Now, before I officially close this particular meeting, let me tell you that learning something or exploring things are not limited. So that's the primary reason why even we are not limiting our Toastmasters meeting. You want to learn more, you want to see new speeches, new speakers, new evaluation, come join us. Saturday, 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time. It's a hybrid arrangement. People in Bangalore feel free to meet in person, and rest, the online link is same. Do not hesitate to come and join the meeting and learn from fellow Toastmasters and guests. On that note, I officially close this evening. Thank you so much. You have a great evening, day ahead. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.